Okay, I'm thinking about meditation, and particularly meditation in relation to rationalism, because they don't usually go together, those things. They're not often paired up, and I think there is a relationship, and some of the stuff I've been looking at and reading about recently is starting to suggest some relationships to me. I mean, the first thing I've seen is this video on bigthink.com. There's a video on there from this person. I think she's the head of some yoga centre somewhere, I can't remember exactly what it is, but she gives this really interesting and simple definition of meditation. You know, because a lot of the ways people talk about it is just too spiritual and too kind of woo-woo for my taste, really. But she gives this really simple definition of what it is, and she says that that most of our lives are governed by responses to actions and reactions to actions. Responses to stimuli. You know, so she says the phone rings and we answer it. There's a knock on the door, we go and see who it is. Someone says something to us, we respond. You know, it's this constant set of call and response, action, reaction, stimulus, response, as I say. And she's saying that all meditation is not doing that. You know, you experience the stimuli, whatever it may be, but you don't respond, you leave that gap. You just open up a bit of a gap there, so you're not caught in reflex loops, I suppose, or something like that. And that can be all kinds of different responses and different stimuli. You know, if you feel something in your body, just under normal circumstances, you know, if it's unpleasant or slightly uncomfortable, even really mildly uncomfortable, like a tiny little itch, you know, it's just you just can't help but go straight for it. You know, there's an impulse to do something about it. And if it's a pleasant sensation, the automatic response is to find ways to prolong it or find ways to intensify it, that kind of thing. And again, that's automatic. And if it's an emotional sense, you know, whether it be a strong emotion or a very weak emotion, again, there's a tendency to react to that, to carry out some sort of behaviour which either reduces that emotion or points it in a particular direction or something like that. And if it's a thought, you know, and even if it's just an idea, the tendency again is to kind of react to it, you know, either to critique it or to elaborate on it or to go through some kind of evaluation process, or to compare it to some other kind of thing, you know, rather than just leaving it. So on all these different kinds of levels, physiological, but also emotional and mental, I think she's right. You know, I think she's right. What she's saying is that we have this tendency just to react unthinkingly. And as I say, she says that meditation is simply the putting in the gap there of a bit of thinking. You know, just not reacting, just letting whatever it is, this stimulus be. You know, just like either observing it or letting it pass or noting it. That seems like a pretty valid way of looking at it, I think. Because certainly in relation to rationalism, because if you expect to behave rationally and reasonably, then you know you can't do that if you are behaving automatically. You know, if every action you do and every thought you have and every emotion you feel is immediately followed by a response, you know, a stereotypical response usually, or certainly an automated response of some kind, then that's not rational, is it? I mean, rationalism only makes sense if there is some kind of a gap opening up so that evaluation processes can take place, or interpersonal processes can take place, fact-checking processes, and evaluation of an emotion to make sure it's one that really is an appropriate emotion for this situation, or whether an idea, you know, is really worth pursuing. Just let's leave it for a bit. So that made a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I like that.